I love to help families. Some people, they don't know, They don't have food at home and they don't know where to get it. So I like to communicate it to our community.
People coming in for food, it's a need that everyone has. There's no exceptions. If someone doesn't have food, they need to find it somewhere. Since the pandemic, we've served over 16,000 households, just April through July. From week to week, we have no idea what the conditions are going to be in the community. We had to think about the heat of the summer and getting canopies and coolers so that we can keep our staff and volunteers hydrated. We took 9 years to develop the system we had, and we had 1 week to develop the new system. And so it was really just thinking about how are we going to keep our staff and our food and our clients dry and warm as well. So that's kind of been the continuous puzzle during this pandemic, and knowing that the constant is that people need to eat, people need to feed their families.
As a kid, as a poor kid, my mom often went to food banks and pantries to help supplement her income, and I figured it would be nice to be able to be on the receiving end of helping clients who are in harder times.
I'm really friendly person, so I talk too much. So they invite me to be a volunteer at the schools. I work as a part-time, and also I take free boxes food for my family.
I'm Drew Wilson, and I'm a transportation assistant for Project Linkage. I've been doing it for 15 and a half years. Project Linkage is the older adult program of MFS, and we primarily do transportation for older adults. During COVID, we're limiting our bus capacity to only 4 passengers. I go out and I sanitize the bus, the seats, the bars that people grab onto so that it's ready for the day, and then we head out on the road to start picking up the passengers. On the bus, the passengers are spaced out, and we drive with the windows open so that we're getting fresh air circulating throughout the bus.
Project Linkage is more than just a ride. A ride is just getting from point A to point B. Since COVID-19 made an appearance here and really changed the way that we navigate as people in the world, there is much more depression and there is much more disconnectedness. And so people call here just to connect. We have seen an increased need for food, and instead of taking people to the food pantry, we are now taking the food from the food pantry and delivering it directly to people's homes.
One client I was especially touched by was Susie, and when I told her we had food boxes that we could deliver, she was so excited. There was 10 things she named off from the food box: creamy peanut butter, the chicken, and she was so excited I sent her exactly what she wanted. It makes me really happy, and that's why I do this job in the first place, is because of the clients and taking away their isolation.
Hi Older Families, this is Miss Desiree. I wanted to take a few minutes today to remind you guys about our kit distribution starting tomorrow.
During COVID, it was really important for me to still build the relationships with our families. Every Monday we come out to our school and make activities, and we're posting those on our Facebook page. This past week we did garden themes, and so what we did was provide soil and seeds for families so that they can begin their own garden at home. And it's been great to see them do those projects and then send me pictures, and we have a shout out Friday where we post those pictures on our Facebook. I have always had just great passion to help my community. So when COVID came, it was just one of those things where it was I was just ready to figure out what those resources were so I can support families, because I know that feeling of not having things, because I have been homeless. I came from, a dysfunctional family where we didn't have much. So there's been students where I know that they're in that same situation. So it's really important that I'm providing after-school program for them so that they can feel a sense of belonging.
Some of the families have been diagnosed with COVID-19, and one story that has really touched my heart, it's the story of Maria. She was pregnant and ended up going to the doctor. She was diagnosed. Both the child and the mother ended up diagnosed with the virus. Maria and the baby had a lot of complications due to COVID-19. Being a new mom, it's difficult, but having to be isolated in the basement without having anyone to help with the baby was very difficult. I connected her to energy assistance, rent assistance, food assistance, OHP, WIC. With Maria, each time that I text her to let her know that I have dropped diapers, she would text me back and say, I have no words to express my gratitude. They are both doing better. The baby is thriving, and so is Maria. So this is a story that at first I wanted to cry. Each time, each week I wanted to cry, and it still gives me the chills. But then this is what inspires me to keep doing the work that I do.